Oh no, we're gonna
We're
forego.
there.
You're alive. It's a miracle. I think we broke StreamYard. Um, so we're gonna forego the intro to save us that 1 minute and 21 seconds. Today we have Andrew Davies. I don't know if you guys follow him, but I found him and started following him. And I pestered him, like, will you please present for Week of AI? Will you please present for Week? Until he said yes. So we're super excited to have him here today. Andrew brings over 15 years of rich experience in education to his role as a digital learning coach in North Texas. He excels in harnessing the power of social media, especially TikTok, X, and Instagram, to enlighten teachers about leveraging tech and AI in the classroom. And he's got a wonderful sense of humor. So I'm going to go ahead and bring your presentation up and let you have at it.
Perfect. Okay, no pressure there, saying I have a wonderful sense of humor. Now I have to like
Tell
try to
all the
perform.
jokes.
Well,
All
I'm so excited to be here. I'm glad that we didn't completely break it, and we're here, and we are going to get going here with Let's Go Use AI with Students. So first of all, I have to say I'm used to doing TikTok lives, and this is definitely a little different than TikTok live, because in TikTok live, people are constantly jumping in and out, and people that I don't know, and they're putting weird gifs and things on the screen. It's just very distracting. So this is kind of nice. I don't have all those distractions hit me. Just really quickly, I know she just, Amanda just gave me a great introduction. Make sure, yeah, after this, definitely follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I love to try to stay up to date and keep you all up to date on things going on with AI, and just give a lot of tips and tricks on ways that you can use technology with your students and help prepare them to be future ready. All right, let me keep going here because I know we are a little bit shorter on time. So basically what I'm going to do, I would like to talk about just briefly why AI with students is so important, quick best practices with students, and then I'm going to show you my top 3 favorite tools to use with students right now. Because as Amanda said, my full-time job is I'm a digital learning coach. So I work with students from pre-K all the way up through 5th grade. And I've used these AI tools quite a bit, especially since around December, January, when some of these newer tools became available. And so I'll share a little bit of my experiences with that. I do live in the world of elementary. So if you are an or if you're a secondary teacher, just kind of keep that in mind. I know sometimes us elementary teachers can drive you a little bit batty at times, but anything that we do here can be scaled up. And then we're going to definitely try out a couple tools together. And then I have a little giveaway at the very end. So I'm going to try to fly through so we can get to all of that. Okay, so talking about why AI with students. So of course, here I had to pull a quote from the fabulous Holly Clark. This quote, I know you can read it to yourself, basically just emphasizes the importance based on the future that we don't know, right? The idea that all these jobs could be taken by AI, but then more jobs could be created by AI for students that know how to, or people that know how to use it. So this just kind of ties into that idea that we need to prepare students to be future ready for a future that we definitely don't know, because I don't know if you have been paying attention to the last couple of days in the news with what OpenAI has come out with their ChatGPT updates. It blew my mind seeing the new things that are already coming out, and I can't imagine what all these tools I'm going to show you today will even look like by the end of summer. So it's definitely something that we need to pay attention to and try to train our students for now. These are just a couple other quotes that I threw in from a couple of articles. Speaking of which, I will go back at the end to give you the bit.ly to this presentation so you can have it. There's a lot of clickable resources in here that I want you to have for free. But basically, to summarize what these quotes are saying as well, not only is it important to train the students for the future that we don't know, it's also important to use it now because of the importance of the personalization it brings, right? It can completely change a lesson when you give students access to some of these AI tools that can make what we're learning more relevant to them, make what we're learning easier for them to understand. And I've already seen the power of this time and time again this year in the classroom. So one last thing I just want to touch on, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this in this presentation, but one argument that a lot of teachers come at me with on social media, especially because we all know everyone on social media are keyboard warriors and they have keyboard courage, is the idea of, if you're using too much AI, what will that do to students? And so really there's this scale that you can think of as, there's no AI all the way up to all AI, and there's that level or that area in between. Really, it comes down to you as the teacher, you as the educator, know your students well, and you can determine the appropriate level for students to use depending on the assignment and the learning outcomes. So this over here, this little graphic I found, it's a clickable link that you can go to the actual article. But I love just the idea of possibly even labeling work in class at some point as to what types of AI students would be allowed to use. Maybe for certain assignments, if you really want them to go through the whole writing process and create a paper all by themselves, you could say no AI. Maybe if you want them to work backwards, they create something with AI and then break that paper apart. They could go full AI. It just depends on the teacher. It depends on the learning outcome. And that's kind of what these best practices go right along with, right? So you want to make sure if you're using AI with students, you want to have the clear objectives. So you want to know exactly what students should be learning from the assignment when you're choosing how much AI to use. This one I think is really important. You want to ensure that AI use doesn't overshadow the learning skill that you're trying to bring out of that lesson. So for example, if you are having, if the point of the lesson is to, maybe they're doing some creative writing and they write a script to a skit. Well, then you're not going to give them Magicschool's script writer that's going to do the whole thing for them if you're wanting them to do that whole process themselves. Then you've got, obviously the ethics and the integrity piece, making sure they understand what plagiarism is. And then monitoring and feedback. That's just, you want to make sure you're checking in with your students that they are understanding the use of the AI as a tool rather than doing all the work for them. And I will tell you one thing that we've started doing as a digital learning coach, some of my fellow digital learning coaches, what we've been doing is integrating this into our digital citizenship lessons, whether that be through like morning meeting or activities or class meeting activities, where we talk to students even as young as, kinder and first grade, just about the very basics, like, what is AI? What have you heard about it? And we try to really hammer home the idea that this is something that should be collaborated with and not something that should do everything for you. And I think you'd be amazed that even those younger students all the way through fifth grade, they almost have this, to start with, they have this negative attitude towards AI. And I think some of that's possibly coming from parents and from home. But they have kind of this view of AI as this like evil thing. And so they're already a little hesitant, at least many of the students I've talked to. And what's also fascinating, is most of them have used it. So most students from, I would say, second grade classes through fifth grade classes, when I ask and poll classrooms, how many of you have used ChatGPT, you'd be shocked at how many have actually used it at home on their parents' devices. And so it's nothing new to them when I go into their classroom, which is pretty surprising. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the main point of this session is to talk about 3 tools that I've been using with students quite a bit. And I want to show you just some different use cases for them and how you can set them up yourself. The 3 big ones that I want to talk about today are Curipod, Magicschool, which they have Magic Student, and SchoolAI. So we're going to jump right in. Of course, I had to stick to the video game theme. So here we have Mario taking forever to pull up our first little tool that we want to add to our tool belt, which is Curipod. Now, if you have your device handy, in a moment, I may ask you to even jump on a separate tab to do an activity with me so you can see what the student view looks like. We'll see how that plays out. But basically, Curipod, what it does for you, it utilizes AI to create slide decks that are very interactive. So if you think like a Nearpod, if you've used that in the past, it can be kind of similar. So you can have interactive polls, word clouds, open-ended questions. There's a drawing tool. Students can create something, and then other students can vote on the best answer, which is great for guided discourse. But what I want to focus on in this session is the student feedback given by AI on writing, and they've recently started introducing that on drawing as well, which hasn't honestly been the most successful yet with my students, but we've tried it a couple times. The students still loved it. And then, of course, all 3 of these tools I'm going to show you have teacher reports and a way for teachers to see what the AI, the type of feedback it's giving the students and the type of interactions the students are having with the AI. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Curipod. So let me do this. I'm going to stop sharing this tab. Hold on. Here, share screen. Okay, we're going to jump into Curipod. Okay, so Curipod, if you haven't been here before, this is their landing page. And if you're trying to find just student AI feedback activities, it's nice that they have organized it for you here with different topics. I can go here to students receive AI feedback. We're actually going to create one together. So I'm going to use one of my students' favorites, which is the paragraph of the week. This one's a really quick and easy one for teachers to use to just have their students do some quick creative writing. I have lots of teachers on my 2 campuses that have been using this one quite a bit. So we're probably actually quite a few of those generations there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this to, we're going to go professional development. Since most of you here are probably adults, I'm going to click do magic so you can see how quick and easy this is, just like any of these AI tools. So here we have, quickly it creates just a summary of the activity that you will complete with your students. From here, you can customize this further. So I'm going to customize. And so when I get in here, I can go through and there's some, different editing tools here that you can use, like text, media. You can add in elements, change the background. But I'm going to actually click down here to where it says AI feedback. That means this activity will give students feedback after they've completed the interactive assignment. I can click edit activity. And now one limitation on Curipod is that on the free version, and by the way, I'm showing you all free versions today. On the free version, you can't go in, so you can see the little crown right there. You can't go in and you can't customize the actual prompt or that the AI is taking from. But I will say the prompts that are already built in for the activities that are pre-made have worked pretty well for me so far and for the students. Well, what's also nice here, you can change the duration. You can go down here and actually see an example answer. So I'm going to give you, here's a typical 5th grader answer that I run into, right? They say, I don't know. And then you can test the feedback. So they're supposed to be writing about a specific goal related to their career. Ooh, career. Well, that's probably not a very good one for this one. I should have read that ahead of time. We'll just go with it for now. A specific goal related to your career and outline the steps you will take to achieve it within the next year. I'm going to say, I don't know, and test the feedback. So that way you can kind of see what types of feedback the AI might give your students. Hopefully it'll go fast. Sometimes every once in a while it takes a while. There we go. So then you can see it gives some different feedback. And one thing I do love about Curipod's feedback is that it's very positive. Sometimes too positive. So like even when I say, I don't know, it's like, oh, you're not quite there. Well, you'll get there, whereas like if I was a teacher, I might give the blank teacher stare at that student for a moment. But so basically, then what's nice is a lot of times this feedback doesn't just stop at, you did a great job. Maybe you could add more details. It actually gives examples of what students could do to improve their writing, which I do appreciate. Because if you think about it as a teacher, most of the time students would get this type of feedback is either and I'm talking elementary here, so forgive me, secondary teachers, if this is completely different, but in elementary, right, they get this type of feedback when they're at your teacher table and maybe you're doing a writing conference with them, or you're relying on their peers to give them feedback, which unfortunately doesn't always go that well. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you have students who really feed off each other. They've been trained, you've taught them, especially at the beginning of the year. That feedback doesn't usually work out. So what I do love about this is this type of tool frees the teacher up to where you can pull your group of students to your table. You can talk through a piece of writing, maybe one at a time, and then the rest of the class is actually getting this feedback. They can still get their peer feedback and then make it even better. They can compare the AI feedback to their peers' feedback and see were there any similarities, what were the differences? Do I agree with this one? Do I agree with this one? So that it just kind of opens up the door for more opportunities for that all important feedback. All right, so now I want to really quickly show you what this then looks like from a student's perspective. So once you are ready to go and you like the activity, all you have to do is click present up in the top right corner. And I hope this music isn't too loud. I'm going to turn it down because this music will kick on pretty loud. So if you want to try this out, I would love it if you would join me. All you have to do, you could open a separate tab. If you're sitting on your computer on YouTube, click Curie.live, and then you can put in this code here. Oh, thank you, Eating Doctor. I don't know who you are, but I love your name. I know. So one other thing about Curipod, it will give you a random AI name when you join. I'm going to give it just like another couple seconds, see if anyone else wants to try. It'd be nice if at least one shows. I love that one person tried, because that way we can at least see what the results look like on the teacher's end. Creative Walk. Thank you for joining, Creative Walk. Check something real quick here. I don't know about y'all. I apologize if y'all keep hearing my notifications. Hold on, I'm gonna put do not disturb on because that's driving me crazy. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Got a couple more. Okay, I'm gonna give it like 10 more seconds. We got 3. We got high-fiving robots. Dustin. Oh, see, now I can see the chat. Sorry, I had it closed before. Dustin, yes, you're hearing the ding over and over again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's my, you know what it is? It's my, it's the leadership team at one of my campuses that keeps texting over and over again. And I don't know what's going on. I haven't looked at it. I'm not going to. All right, we're just going to do this with a 3. Let me go ahead and get this started. I'm definitely not going to give you 30 minutes. We can't do that to write. So I'm going to, as you can see, you can adjust this really quickly. I'm just going to give you we're going to do a quick write because we don't have a ton of time, because I want to get through 2 more tools with you. So we're going to do a fast 2-minute max write. Okay. So just quickly talk about your career, what might be a goal related to your current career, and then we will see. We got to hit play again. Here we go. So on their screen, they should be seeing this countdown, which is going to then give them time to type. So they should be typing. So I'm gonna look at the chat. If anyone has questions while this is going, I'd be happy to answer questions so I'm not completely distracting them from typing. Oh yeah, Amanda, I'm sorry, the dings. I know. See, I thought that this mic would help with that, but apparently not. Apparently not. By the way, highly recommend. I've done a couple of these on TikTok lives, late in the evening, just like Curipod, different random activities. And sometimes you can get 20, 30 people on there, and it can be so funny. We do drawing contests and all kinds of things. It's great. All right, so we're gonna see. Luckily you're all anonymous names. So I won't embarrass anyone. And I'm gonna fly through the next one so we can make sure we get to everything that I want to get to. I'll say this is the weirdest part of doing live trainings and not being in person, because while people are doing these interactions, what do you do with yourself? All right, 30 seconds left, and then we'll see the results here. I will tell you, students love Curipod. I've every grade level I've brought it to, I think I've used Curipod 2nd through 5th grade. Oh, there we go. And every time they are so pumped. Every time they see me ask them to jump on Curie.live or their teachers ask them, they love it. It boosts engagement immediately every single time. Yeah, I have to figure out how to vamp. Okay, so let's take a look at what this looks like. So now I'm going to click give feedback, and on their screens, if you're not participating, they will get feedback underneath their answers. So here are all their answers. Okay. Oh, I like that. So I like the honesty here. I don't think I can type my goals on a live YouTube stream. I totally get that. I love that. And then we've got some went a little bit longer, shorter, and we're going to see then their feedback. Okay, so their feedback is on their screen. Now, if I open one of them, right? So if I open this one here, you can see the student's response on the left, and then here's the feedback on the right. And what I've done with this with classes is we've found different. So we actually use, there's one activity called, it's for the STAR test in Texas. We take the STAR test, and Curipod made these amazing generators that allow students to practice their short constructed responses for the STAR test. And what's nice is it actually will score them on the same rubric that the state of Texas uses. And so students will get a 0, 1, or 2 on their short constructed response. And so what we were doing as a class is we would find someone who got a 2, we'd pull it up and we'd talk about, okay, what made this a 2? And then we'd look at the AI feedback and see, okay, what did it say? Do we agree with that? And so it kind of created this good discussion around the feedback and why, you know, one answer may have fit the mold more than the others. Now, there's good and bad to that I won't get into, but is someone ringing my doorbell right now? Anyways, so this is really neat to see. And for the teacher, what's great is you have this feedback, right? This that the AI is given. You can actually go. So I'm going to actually get out of the lesson because we got to move quick. And I want you to see here, you can see that there are insights that you can generate about your class, which kind of basically takes a summary of all the feedback that was given, and it's going to let you know what do these students need more of, right? So it gives you a lesson summary. It kind of gives you an action step as to what they might be to get a little bit more, maybe some reteaching on. And then you can also go through and look at the individual activities and see, okay, here's what the student's response was, and then the feedback that was given on that response, which is really, really great to have. You can even, I believe, share, yes, so you can download the reports as well. So if you needed any kind of, you know, evidence or something to show parents, maybe have in a 504 meeting, what have you, it's great to have as that extra piece of evidence. So anyways, Curipod, it's fantastic. I love it. And please go check them out and see what your students think about the feedback. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly through all 3. And then hopefully at the end, we'll have just a few minutes where you can ask any questions about any of these if you need to. All right, I'm going to jump into the next part of the presentation. So let me just stop sharing here, start sharing here. Okay. All right. Ta-da. We already tried it out. Oh, I almost forgot. So I also, in the presentation, there's different resources or maybe just some ideas for you. These are the 4 top tools that my students have really enjoyed this year, especially this persuasive writing one is really, really fun, trying to convince the AI to buy something almost like a Shark Tank. And then I put a few videos that I've put out on TikTok and Instagram that just kind of showcase other things that Curipod can do, and then some app smashing that I've been doing with Curipod as well. All right, next tool. Here we go. Mario. Have to stick to the theme. Should have put sound in there. And then we have Magicschool's Magic Student. All right. So Magicschool, as I'm guessing everybody watching probably has already heard of Magicschool. They have great tools for teachers that can do a lot of things. Basically, taking ChatGPT, putting it in a nice little package, and then giving teachers an easy way to generate content. Now, with Magic Student, which is their newer edition, you can give those same types of tools to the students. And what I love about that is it kind of gives students access to a ChatGPT type of large language model, but in a safe, kind of more controlled environment. So I'm going to show you really quickly. I don't need to show that. I'm going to go to jump on there real quick. Sorry, I'm back and forth all over the place here. This reminds me of when I was virtual teaching. Ooh. Okay, Magicschool. Okay, so once in Magicschool, so as you can see, right, these are all the incredible amount. This is an incredible amount of tools for teachers. And one thing I wanted to point out really quickly is if you're stuck on how to use Magic Student, they've even made a tool for that where you can type in a topic and it will spit out ideas on what you could do with Magic Student to give students access to these tools. But I'm going to go ahead and launch one just to show you a quick idea of something that we actually did at school. So what I can do here is I can go to, now you can look at all the tools here by just clicking this little tab and going to Magic Student, but I'm going to go to Launch to Student, and I'm going to create a new room. And I'm just going to leave this alone. I'm going to say, ooh, university level, say 5th grade, max students. Go to next. Okay, so the students at one of my campuses, they were working on debates. They were debating whether or not chocolate milk should be served in schools. And so what we did is we set up a room for them to help them prepare for their debates. So of course, the first one that we gave them was this debate partner, right? So that way they could actually practice debating, practice kind of having to come up with ideas on their toes. And this is one, by the way, I cannot wait until the new ChatGPT integrations start finding their way to these tools, because I would love to see that with the debate partner. I think that'd be great. So we got debate partner. We also added in the, where was it? Here, I can just do a search. We did the research assistant. And then we also added in let's see, we used multiple explanations. And one last one that on my 2 campuses, I like to add as much as possible are like the translated tools, because I have several students who only speak Japanese or only speak Spanish, and it has been unbelievably game changing for them. Like, to see if you get anything out of using these AI tools with students, watching students who have been in the dark almost for part of the school year, to see their eyes light up when they see their language pop up on the screen, having a conversation with them, woo, it's awesome. It's amazing. So then once you have these tools, click next. You can then customize them if you'd like to. So you can actually pre-populate the prompt, so that way the students already have exactly what you're hoping they would use it for. So on the debate, for example, I might put in ahead of time, if I'm doing chocolate milk, I might say, okay, I want you to debate students on should students drink, I'm just going to say drink chocolate milk. I can't type when people are watching. And then I might leave this blank, so that way the students can decide if they're going to be for or against. And then the rest of this, you could test it if you want to there. Once you've customized and created everything how you'd like it, you just simply go to launch room. Just like the other tools, what's nice, they don't have to have accounts. They're just logging in with codes, which is fantastic and makes my life so much easier as well. You can share any of these with the students to try them out. Now, I'm not going to have y'all do this one right now, just because time is short. I have a lot to show you in the last tool, and I have my giveaway at the very end. I'm going to have you jump into a room to do that at that time. So I think everybody's okay with that. Thumbs up if you're okay with that. Great, thumbs up. I see everybody's thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, we're going to jump in to, I see in the chat. Yes, Rachel. Man, elementary teachers and Magicschool, it is the easiest buy-in. So when I have to go and present to elementary teachers, I've been presenting all year long to just elementary, and they're very hesitant to use AI, especially with elementary students, especially the younger elementary students. But when I show them and they see how they can see the conversations, they can have a little bit more, control over like which tools they're being able to use and access. It really eases their mind, because their thought is they're going to get free access to ChatGPT, which is not the case. Okay, let's jump into the last tool, because I know time is short. All right, here we go. Let me go to my presentation. Share. All right. And by the way, in my presentation, like I said, you can have this. I put some awesome combinations together, some different ways that we've combined these tools for students for different purposes. So you can definitely take a look at those. We did something pretty cool with book clubs. And then obviously, so some teachers have been giving students different tools just to allow them to personalize whatever it is that they're working on, more like a general bank of tools. And one teacher made an incredible, I should have linked it in here, maybe I'll send it out later, but she made an incredible choice board using the tools as well. All right, the last tool, I'm going to skip ahead because we got to go, is SchoolAI. All right, so SchoolAI, I'm just going to jump straight to the website. This one has been so fun. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay, there we go. All right, now SchoolAI has everything that you need. It's got all the tools that you could ask for. It's for generating purposes, just like Magicschool. But the magic of, for lack of better words, the magic of SchoolAI are the spaces. These are the customizable chatbots. Think like chatbot chat room that you can create for your students. To create them, it's very simple. You just go to create. These are just some that I've created. I'm going to show you a few of those in just a moment. But all you have to do, you hit create. You're going to type in just the basic fields. I'm going to make one very quickly for geometry. We're going to look at geometry terms. Now, one little hack that I've taught a few teachers is on the prompt, I'll type a general prompt, and then I'll copy and paste it into ChatGPT, ask it to improve it for the purpose of the SchoolAI chatbot following the prompt as instructions. And then what it will do is help me rewrite it to make it a little more clear for the chatbot to follow. And it improves it every single time. But for this one, we'll just do a very fast one. So I'm just going to say practice 5th grade geometry terms with, by playing a guess my term game. Okay, that is a very basic prompt. I'm just, for time's sake, I'm gonna do that. You can also add in the standards. So I already had these pulled up from earlier. I could put in a Texas standard for geometry, for the hierarchy, add that in there to make it a little more specific. You can also now, this is relatively new, you can upload a file into SchoolAI's chatbot. So I'm going to go ahead and pull, I had already pulled up a list of vocabulary words and their definitions for 5th grade students. So that will focus in the AI chatbot on those specific terms when playing this game. If it'll load faster. Here's that vamping thing again. I have to vamp. I can like jump on the drums back there and just do like little like elevator music while this is waiting. Well, I may just skip this and just you can use your imagination. But basically what it would do is pull from that list, right? I'm just gonna skip it because it might be my internet too. Cancel. Oh boy, cancel. Cancel. Nope, it is not having it. Well, we'll just try this. Hold on. Pivoting. Okay. All right. Well, here's what happened. I've tried to pivot and it just erased my whole prompt. So you can imagine how amazing this would look if it was actually working. So over here on the right, you'd be able to start the preview and it would ask questions, asking the student to try to guess what the term is based on, it would pull in, oh, there it goes. Look at that. Okay, here we go. So you can start the preview. Gosh. Okay, so then it says, would you like to start? And what I love about SchoolAI, if you haven't experienced it, it does allow, you can have the AI speak to the student and the student can also speak back to it. Now, in all honesty, sometimes that has been a little bit of an issue in class. For example, getting students spread out enough for the speaking to work if they don't have headphones is a nightmare. So that isn't the most reliable thing right now. Just because of that, it'll pick up voices of kids next to them. So we had to kind of train them and move them out into like the big pod area and spread them out. So just kind of keep that in mind if that's something you'd like to use. But on the student's end, it basically looks just like what you see here on the screen. I'm going to let you actually experience that here for a few minutes because it's almost time to go. I'm going to go back to my presentation because I want you to see. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so I've put together, these are a bunch of spaces that I have tried out with students and they have pretty enjoyed quite a bit. One of my favorites is the Mario Choose Your Own Adventure, which is basically teaching students about fantasy elements, but taking them on a journey to try to rescue Princess Peach from Bowser. They also love the Taylor Swift, writing a song with Taylor Swift, which is some creative writing. Basically what these are, when you click on one of these, it allows you to remix and use this chatbot for yourself. But then if you'd like to try one of these on this page, if you scan any of these QR codes, it'll take you to the student experience where you can try this out yourself. All you have to do is put in your first name, and then you can try out any of these as well. And so what I'll do, like I said, I'm going to put up the bit.ly so y'all can have the presentation if you want to try this later, because I know I think I'm done. Yeah, 2 minutes left, so I can stay on time, Amanda, so I don't like make the next person late. Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted by Frankie's question about using Assistant for improving your prompt. That's a great idea, Frankie. That would actually save time rather than me just jumping onto what do you call it, ChatGPT, for sure. Okay, I know it's time to go. So let me just really quickly, can I show the giveaway thing and then
100%.
Whew, okay.
We're starting 1 to 2 minutes late. It's fine. And I'm sorry with the screen slow on the screen shares. I was managing 2 streams.
Oh,
so Erica had to tip. I'm like, behind the scenes.
All good. It is all good. I don't want to go too late. Okay, let me show. All right, so I'm gonna go to, and then, oh, sorry, these are the last things. So these are just some resources I also have in there that you can try out. These are little posters, just for their prompts for students, where students to help students talk to the chatbot, different things it could ask the chatbot to personalize their learning. This is an activity you can do with any student. You basically just customize some chatbots they get to choose, just like I showed you a second ago. And then this is a full presentation on SchoolAI that I did for my district that has a bunch more information, how-to videos, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so if you want to be a part of the giveaway, here's what you will do. If you go to this Magicschool room, you should be able to access it by either going to the link or using the QR code. All you have to do is use the joke creator to create an AI joke. And then if you post that to X, or I don't know, Amanda, is it better to do to X or to do into the chat?
X is good.
Okay, post to X. If you tag me and you use the hashtag Week of AI, I'm going to pick 3 of those to win the free t-shirt giveaway that Magicschool graciously donated. So
amazing.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. That was fantastic. I caught most of it, but I'm definitely gonna go back and rewatch this one.
Sorry, I feel like a million miles a minute.
Oh, well, we broke StreamYard. 1, we had a late start because of high traffic, and then 2, I was in the hot seat managing 2 streams. So, and then yeah, you were rapid fire. I loved it. Loved it.
Super fast.
And I love that you stuck with the theme. Like the theme, you were on point. So
I was trying. I'm a big Mario fan. I'm a big nerd, so you know, it is what it is.
If I had to give like best thematic presentation award, it would go to you. You win. You win.
That's all that mattered to me. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to have the best presentation, the best look. No. Awesome. Thank you for having me, and thank you for everybody that showed up. I really appreciate it. And let me know if you have any questions. You can always reach out.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you at the next session. Breakout sessions 2 start right now. So
perfect.
Bye.
Perfect. Bye.